Hello friends, in this video we will have an introduction to statistics. First of all, what is statistics? Statistics is a mathematical science that deals with the collection, analysis, interpretation and presenting the data. Statistic refers to all about data. Let me give an example for this. Here the following are the ages, that is in years, of 50 employees working in a company. As you can see, this data is given in a sequence wise, so it will be a very boring and tedious work for us to go through this, and also it is difficult to draw out any conclusions out of it. But if I arrange this data in a very systematic manner like this, so it will be easier for us to go through this and draw out any conclusions out of this. The first column indicates ages of employees in years in class intervals, and the second column indicates the number of employees belonging to the age group. So between 25 to 30 years of age, there are 3 employees working in the company. Between 30 to 35 years, there are 8 employees. Between 35 to 40, there are 10 employees, and up to between 55 to 60 years, there is only 1 employee working in the company. Now, for example, if the company wants to organize a training program in which the employees who are below the age of 50 can only participate. So from this table, we can see that up to the age of 50, there are 41 employees who can participate in this program, and the remaining 9 employees cannot. Also, if we want to find that which age group has the most number of employees in it, we can see from here that between the age of 45 to 50, 15 employees are the most number of employees than any other group. So what we have done in this, we have simply collected the data, presented in a systematic and organized system, and we analyzed over it and can draw interpretations and conclusions out of it. The definition tells the same thing, that collection, analysis, interpretation and presentation of data are the components of statistics. Also, statistics is the science of counting and the science of averages. This definition is given by A.L. Bowley. Since we have seen that statistic refers to all about data, we can classify these data into 2 types, qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative data can be expressed in numbers. While qualitative data cannot be expressed in numbers, but they can be expressed in attributes. But qualitative data has nothing to do with statistics. It is only related with quantitative data. Now we move to our next topic, that how statistics is related with economics. Statistics is often used for establishing relations between 2 economic problems. For example, here is the price and demand of a commodity X. The price is indicated in rupees and the demand is indicated in number of people purchasing it. Suppose the initial price was rupees 14 and the number of people purchasing it were 200. In order to increase our demand, suppose we decrease our price from rupees 14 to rupees 12. So our demand increases from rupees 200 to rupees 250. As we further decrease our price from rupees 12 to 10, our demand increases to 300. Oppositely, if we increase our price from rupees 14 to 16, our demand decreases from 200 to 150. Further, if we increase our price to rupees 18, our demand decreases to rupees 200 people. From this, we can say that as we decreases our price, our demand increases, and as we increases our price, demand decreases. We can also represent it in a graphical form. Here I have taken demand on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. When price was 10, our demand was 300. So when it was 12, our demand was 250. 14 200, 16 150, 1800. So here we obtain a smooth curve indicating inverse relation between demand and price, because as price increases our demand decreases. So here we see that how demand changes due to the changes in price. So in order to increase the demand of the product, the company must have to make plans and policies regarding its prices also. So here we can say that statistics plays a vital role to make plans and policies to solve economic problems. It also helps in making important decisions regarding economic problems. Moving to our next topic, we'll see that statistics has two meanings in it. First as a singular sense and as a plural sense. How it can be used for both purposes. First we'll see that how it can be used for a plural sense. The plural definition says that the data collected should be a collection of numerical figures. In other words, we can say that the data should not contain only a single numerical data. If the data has only one number in it, it is not a statistics in a plural sense. For example, if I have a data of savings of person A, this data is a single numerical data because this is collected for only person A. So this is not statistics. But why? Because what we can do from this data? We cannot compare this data. We cannot analyze it. Nor we can draw any conclusions out of it. So it is not a statistics in a plural sense. But if I have a data like this, so here we have savings of many different persons. So it can be a statistics in a plural sense because it is a collection of data, numerical data. It is not a singular data, and we now can compare this data with one another, and we can analyze it, and also we can give conclusions out of it. The plural definition says that it refers to the numerical facts and figures systematically collected for some special purpose. So here are the features of a plural definition. First, aggregate of facts. We have already seen in our example that the data collected should not be in a single number because the single number is not a statistics. It should be a collection of facts or aggregate of facts. Second, affected by many factors. It means that the data which we collect is affected by many factors and it is not only dependent upon one factor. For example, we take the saving factor. We can say that as our income increases, our savings also increases. But the saving factor is not only dependent upon the income factor. Okay, so it is also dependent upon the expenditure made by the people. As more the expenditure, less will be their savings. Also, if a government provides an attractive savings scheme to common public, the people would attract it towards it and their savings would increase. Okay, so the data is affected by many factors and it is not only dependent upon one factor. Third, expressed numerically. We have already seen that the data, our statistics is related only to quantitative data and it has nothing to do with qualitative data. So our data should be measured and expressed in numbers and values. It should not deal with the quality, but it should deal with the numerical figures. Fourth feature is the data should be collected in a systematic manner. It says that the data should not be collected in a haphazard manner because if we do so, it will lead us to difficulties in the process of analysis and will give wrong conclusions. And also the reliability of data gets decreased. So for this, a proper plan should be made and trained investigators should be used to collect the data. It is predetermined purpose. It tells that before collecting the data, we should have a predetermined purpose behind it because we cannot collect the data without any reason, and if we do so, we cannot collect it according to our needs. Okay, so we should have a purpose for collecting the data. The last and the most essential feature of plural sense is easy to compare. When we collect the data, we generally have the motive of comparison of the figures, because if the figures are not comparable, they lose their significance. Okay, and for comparison, the data should be in a homogeneous manner. Like if we collect from a class of 50 students, from the 25 students we have their weights, and from the remaining 25 students we collect their marks. So these weight and marks are not at all comparable with each other. So the data should be such that it is easy to compare. Now we will understand what is singular statistics. The definition says that it refers to the methods and principles of collection, organization, presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. This means that it includes the methods and principles by which we can collect our data, organize it, present it, analyze it and interpret the same. So these 5 are the steps of singular statistics. The first is collection of the data. This is the first stage of our investigation. So when we want to do an investigation, we must have a data in our hand, for which we need to collect the data in a raw form. Okay, so the first stage is collection of data. We can collect the data from primary source or secondary source, which we will learn in the next video. Second is organization of data. After collecting the data, we must organize it in a simpler way so that we can have a quick look at it. Okay, so for this we can classify the same type of data in a group. Third is presentation of data. The organized data will be presented in an attractive manner. For this we can have use of tables or pie charts or graph. Okay, next is analysis of data. After we have presented it in an attractive manner, we will analyze our data. For this we will calculate the mean, median, mode or standard deviation and variance, etc. so that we can analyze our data. The last is interpretation of data. This is the most essential step in our investigation, because if we interpret the data wrongly, it will give wrong conclusions. So this is the last step and the most important step in singular statistics. So in short, we can say that the plural sense of statistics refers to a series of data or a collection of data, but singular statistics refers to the methods of collecting the data. Okay, and also the data in the plural statistics can be in a raw form, but when we apply statistical tool to this raw form of data to process it, it becomes our singular statistics. So at last, I like to say that statistics is the most important science in the world, because for the practical application of any other science, statistics is necessary. It is necessary in education, accounting, trade, banking, investment, physics, chemistry, biology, psychology, sociology, etc. fields. So it is used in our daily life. For example, we see the weather forecast for today, that if today is a sunny day or a cloudy day, or if there are chances of rains or not. All this is nothing but statistics. So data is everywhere around us, and we all human beings at somewhat level are statisticians in our daily lives.